Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Lilly Sketchpad, brought to you by Force One Studios. I'm your host, Tom Lilly. Do apologize. One thing I've learned is not doing a video in a year and a half. I've gotten rusty. I mean, I wasn't very good at it before, but seem to be getting worse. Anyway, I'm just trying to get things rolling here, trying to get some stuff moving. I haven't done any video work in a while, and it's been a really weird, wonky year, especially for everybody else, I believe. I mean, who would expect a pandemic, right? Oh my goodness. Well, actually, they told us we should have been expecting that for a while. For some reason, everybody chose to ignore it. Now we're paying the consequences. Anyway, today I'm going to be working on one of my projects I've been working on. I'm going to be I have figured out how to put this Huey on that I have. I mean, the file is not found. Oy. Okay, I gotta go in here. Hold on a second. Find my file. I do apologize. I should have had this up and running already, but I did not. Give me one moment. No. Force One Studios, intellectual property. There we go. My werewolves. I'm playing. Everybody freaked out about a werewolf picture I did a little while ago. I decided to redo another one. I'll show you the one that they freaked out about. Hold on a second. It's on the computer. Let me go in here. Minimize this screen. There we go. And I will bring this up. Now this is just a photo taking of it. I'll show you because it's on it'd have to be on this screen, but this is an image that everybody freaked out about. They loved it. Thought it was really cool. It's in my sketchbook. Of course, the lines are a little off a little bit. That has more to do with the fact that it is a photo. Again, it's not scanned in. It's a photo, so the book it's got a little arch to it, so the dimensions aren't exactly the way it shows in the book. But a lot of people liked it, so I decided, and they were like, "Oh man, this would make a great T-shirt." So I was like, "Well, let me see if I can make one that's cleaner, better." And then I went all hog wild and started working on this thing. Let me shrink this down a little bit because once I move this over here, there we go. There we go. All right. Well, anyway, so once I started working on it, I went a little hog wild with it and changed my image. Now I roughed this in, so I will turn this layer off. I hope you guys like this. I'll turn this layer off. Let me shrink it down a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There we go. It's done on 11 by 17 format. I believe it's 500 DPI, but it might be 300. But turn the top layer off. Put this one back up to full resolution. That was my rough that I roughed it and drew in. That was the rough portion. So what do you guys think? Now I'm going in and I'm cleaning it up. Bring this back down to a 35. Just enough to maybe a little more 40. Just enough to make it so I can see it. trying to work on this stuff. Uh, I'm working on this werewolf in the background here. There we go. Like that. There we go. There should be a little bit more flowing than I'm doing it right here. Probably should have done a warm-up session before I started drawing, but I don't have a whole lot of time. I'm back to work at SEPTA, so time is not something I have a lot of, and even with the pandemic going on, now they're doing this draft thing, and that's partially why I've been held up, why I have not drawn a lot over the years, because essentially we're given 2 days off, but they're allowed to do this thing called a draft on the first day, and I am not happy at all with any of my lines. Great thing about this is go in here and there we go, delete. Boom. Let's get closer. There we go. A little better when I get a little closer and I work in shorter distances. It's the long distances that can tend to make things not work so well. Drawing digitally is definitely a different animal. The pressures are a little bit different. Hold on 1 second. We got a lot of background noise. Anyway. Give me 1 second. Just realized something. Keep it where it's at. I'll do something here. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Huh. There we go. Go to I am oh. Why am I not? Oh. It would be captured. That's what I'm looking for. Background music. That's what I'm looking for. Give me 1 second, guys. I do apologize. I'm looking for. No. There we go. Not existing. And there we go. Hopefully that didn't ruin my video. Been having problems. One of the reasons why I haven't done a whole lot of video work lately is because for some odd reason when I was going in and I was creating the videos, I was getting a lot of sound lag, and I kept adjusting. And every single time I would adjust it, I'd go back in. I'd spend a half hour trying to figure out what to make the speed at so that I wouldn't get lag. So when I was talking, it'd match up, the sync, I guess you could say. Audio sync with me talking and the video, because it was way off. And I couldn't get it to work right. And then all of a sudden today I went on and I was like, I'd spend a half hour to an hour trying to get it all to sync up, get it the right tempo, get it working right. And by that time I was like, okay, well, I can't make the video now. It's too late. Everything's getting in the way. My family would show up from work or whatever, from school, and it's just, or I'd have to go to work, and it just seemed to be it was just not happening. So I just kept putting it off. Well, then today I went in, I was like, let me see if I can get this thing to work. And surprisingly, when I started the video up, I was getting lag again. I was like, shit. I said, let me hit 0. Let me zero it back out, start all over again, see where it starts. But when I hit 0 and the test recording, it worked fine. I don't know why, but it did. All of a sudden, I had no lag in my, no problem with the syncing. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and make a video now before it starts to mess up on me again. I haven't done one in a year. Not gonna get any followers, anybody liking my stuff. Nobody can see my video. Not only that, but I started doing a blog again. Not a vlog, a blog, B-L-O-G. And if you're interested in reading the blog and finding out about my past and what I've done in my life and what my plans are and what I'm doing, I'll probably mention some of that stuff here eventually. What I want to do, I should say. Because what I want to do and what happens is very different things. But hopefully you guys aren't getting a whole lot of feedback on this, because I like listening to the music a little bit myself, and I got it set up where it's going into the video. So my luck, you're probably getting a combination of the music and me, but getting a reverb on the music, that would suck. But anyway, if you want to check out my blog, you go to force1studios.com. I used my website. I used to have it on Google's blogspot.com. It was used to be under Force One Studios blogspot.com, but I was having issues with them, and I really shouldn't complain, because what do you expect? It's free, right? I'm not paying for it. But it was deleting information. I don't know why. I would start a blog, work on a template, or work on it, and then come back and work on it again, because proofreading and making sure everything's right, and trying to do a better job at making sure my blog is proper spelling, proper grammar, and so forth and so on. But unfortunately, what was going on was every time I would go back and edit, I would find whole paragraphs missing, or portions that I had edited before would be completely gone. Instead of being edited and corrected, they're just completely wiped out, and that's not good. Can't do that. So I gave up and decided I was going to try to look for something else, and that's when Hair does not move at that sharp of an angle, Mr. Lilly. That's when I decided to do what my wife does, because she has her own dye studio designs, her own website, and she uses the same hosting service, and they offer a blogging platform, a way to make a blog on your website. And she has one, and she does it through there. So I decided, why not? Let me try that. And it took me a little while of figuring out how to make it work, and copy, cut, and pasting, because I had to take a lot of information that I had on the old blog spot and put it over. On the news site, and I post-dated or predated the old blogs. And I'd start. I only went back like 7. I have this thing I'm currently putting on my on my blog right now. It's called My Story, and right now I think I'm up to part 8. I'm working on part 8 right now. So there's 7 parts to 7 previous parts to this My Story. It's about me and turmoils that I went through recently in recent years, since 2000, since I guess 2008, somewhere around there, 2007, 2008, yeah. And I get down and gritty about how I ended up where I am today, what's going on, why I'm not currently working in the industry, because I get that question a lot. A lot of people always asking me, hey, Tom, why aren't you doing this for a living? Why aren't you doing this for a living? I'm like, God, man, you're so talented. And I appreciate the compliments. But there are artists out there far more talented. I probably should be more talented. I've been doing this, and I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 48 and a half. I'm almost 49. But I had to do a lot of stopping and starting. Take care of my family, do things, try to take care of my family, do things that stay alive, and I screwed around a lot when I was a kid. When I was a teenager and in my early 20s, because I should have been focusing more on my future and my career at that point. And I try to express that to my kids. So when you're in your early 20s, that's the time to start building on what your future is going to be, because you don't want to try to be building on what your future is going to be when you're in your 30s. It doesn't work, because you've already got kids. So for you younger kids out there, those of you who are in high school, the high school is the time to enjoy, okay, when you have the free time. Yes, you're going to be building on your future and figuring out whether or not you're going to college, what college you're going to be, and you might be hustling to get yourself through college. But when you graduate high school, party's over. Now you have to be an adult. All right? I wasn't done being a kid when I was at high school. I was doing some of the things I was supposed to do. I was working, not all of it. I was doing some of the things I was supposed to do. I was trying to go to college, didn't finish college. That was my mistake, biggest mistake of my life. I probably should have found a way to make it work, but I didn't. And it cost me dearly. Another friend of mine, he didn't finish college. He still works in the industry, but he works actually for Disney right now. Illustrator, Disney. And but he was smart in the fact that he was better at learning and taking criticism than I was. That was my biggest fault when I was young. I was prideful, head full of steam, thought I knew the world, thought I knew what I was talking about. Didn't want people telling me what. Should have. That's the other thing, guys. For you younger kids out there, if you're watching this, learn to take criticism the right way. Okay? As long as it's the right kind of criticism. So, I mean, there are cases where some people just like, they're just being nasty. But if somebody's giving you constructive criticism, giving you an honest, earnest way to fix what you're doing wrong, to get you prepared for the road ahead, in order to take it properly. Don't let your pride and your vanity and your ego get in the way. So anyway, you might wonder why I am doing this werewolf. Well, it's simple. As I said, a lot of people want me to do this werewolf piece for to put into on a T-shirt, and I do plan on coming up with a product line of T-shirts, and this is going to be one of them. I'm going to try and put this on a T-shirt. Just a simple black and white image of a werewolf people like. I hope they like. And try to put it on a T-shirt, because I want to put some stuff on the T-shirts and promote Force One Studios, and also to promote my upcoming stories. Now, what does werewolf have to do with my upcoming stories? Good question. I have a story that I've been working on literally since I was 16 years old. I have actually a lot of short stories that I've written at or thought of in my head and never did anything with them, but I still have memories of them. And I've recently taken to put them down on paper. I have throughout the time put stuff on the computer on paper. I had a cataclysmic hard drive failure on a computer on an external hard drive. About 6 years ago, actually. Yeah, but it's actually probably about 5 years ago. No, 6 years ago. 2014, 2015, 2016. So yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago. I had a cataclysmic failure, and my a second. Phil. And I lost so much information. I was so depressed. But I am determined that one day I'm going to do this stuff. So I've been on a mission to revitalize, resave, and a lot of stuff has changed, but a lot of stuff is still the same. And I am working on this story concept. As I said, 20 years working on this one story concept, along with a bunch of short stories. But these werewolves are from the 20-year concept I've been working on. So a series of books, going to be 12 of them. I'll talk about it. The first one's going to be Solomon's Temple, and the werewolves are going to be a part of that story. But the book is going to be, come on. The book. The first book in the series of books will be Solomon's Temple. But the series is going to be about three brothers, three different genres. But eventually the genres merge into one. And first genre is going to be kind of a superhero slash supernatural slash horror. Anybody who's followed me on YouTube, people that have seen me on my on the trolley drawing, sketching, and doodling and stuff like that. You've seen some of the characters that are going to be in the story. And I've recently put out, posted an image of the second brother. I've had to make some changes with the third brother, but I'll get into that in a moment. The second brother, Silverwood. First brother, his name's going to be Temple. Hence the Solomon's Temple. But the second brother is Silverwood. Huge silver, hawking looking guy, but he's all silver now. But it's a whole story, really cool story how he comes with this. And he's not actually made of silver, believe it or not. His image looks like silver, but it's an alien organism that he's made of. I won't go into much more detail because I don't want to give the story away. It's really cool how it all transpires, what goes on, and why he is what he is, and why he becomes what he becomes, and what happens, and all that fun stuff. Then I have the last brother. Now, the last brother is going to be a character I will keep the name quiet because it's not really my character. I was trying to acquire the copyrights to it because essentially this years ago when I was best friends with my brother Chris, and we were talking about working together and all that fun stuff, young kids, idealistic, thinking what we're going to think, and it's like, man, we could do this, we can do that, and we used to team up our characters and draw each other's character all the time. And eventually, I had this wonderful idea of making the two characters brothers, and he loved the idea. And if we ever came out with the idea earlier, it would have been really, really cool. Forgive me, I need my coffee. But anyway, time moved on. He worked for Marvel, DC Comics, and then did some work for some smaller companies. I think he even did some work for Dark Horse. I'm not really sure, but I know he worked for some smaller independent companies for a little bit. But then he became a full-time artist at a studio, and I do not begrudge him that at all. It's awesome. House Industries. Meanwhile, I was doing everything but artwork. I'm an idiot. I wanted to have a car to be able to travel around with my friends and go down and visit them in Delaware, because they all lived in Delaware before Chris. I lived in Pennsylvania. I wanted to be able to hang out and watch movies on Friday, Saturday night. And what I was missing the entire time was that the time that I was traveling to there to hang out there, and the time I was working a full-time job or part-time job, whatever it was, so I could have my car and have all this fun stuff, they were drawing and they were setting themselves up for their life. Me, I was doing everything but. Again, I wasn't thinking about my future, I was just thinking about the moment. Which is alright, but I should have been doing that when I was in high school. Which I was, kind of, but in high school, actually, I was more of an antisocial. I was hanging out inside my house, drawing all the time, watching TV, and I still have a problem with TV. Oh my God, I'm addicted to TV. There's times I'll find myself watching stuff when I should be drawing. Haven't learned my lesson. There's an interesting passage. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. That I found in the Holy Bible. That I typed to my wife. Hold on a second. And I'm going to try and remember it. I told myself I was going to remember it. Where are you at? A lot of text between now and then. Okay, here it is. Proverbs 10:4. They who have slack hands become poor, but the hands of the diligent make rich. Those of slack hand make poor. Those hands of the diligent make rich. Remember that. Remember that saying. So essentially what it's saying is if you're going to idly sit by and let life pass you by, you're not going to get much out of life. Career or any other way. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really cool things that happened to me when I was younger that allowed me the experiences. I've experienced a lifetime worth of stuff. But I have regrets, just like everybody else. My one biggest regret is I have not come up with these stories. So I'm going to try and be a little less lax with these. But again, if you read my blog, force1studios.com, you will understand that through my past experiences, I'm not going to put my family losing everything so I could get what I want. So I got to figure out how to make both work without causing harm to my family, because I've done that. I did that once in the past, and it cost us everything and made us homeless. I won't do it again. I mean, we had a place to go, thankfully, but we were without a place of our own for a while, and we were reliant on others for that. And I felt like the worst useless human being in the world, because I was supposed to be a man protecting and taking care of my family, and I wasn't. Come on. There we go. Some other reason it started doing something I wasn't expecting it to do. There we go. Is that nipple too big? You think it's too big? Delete. Oh, what do y'all think? What do y'all think? You like it? I gotta learn to set up some more shortcuts on this. As much as I know about Photoshop and Illustrator, I'm realizing recently, I actually realized a little while ago, I know next to nothing about it. I mean, I'm using Photoshop right now. I recently spent $225 on Clip Studio Paint, and I barely touched it. And I gotta learn how to use this software. Buying this software used to become a better artist, or not to become a better artist, but to be more modern, I guess you'd say. Because a good friend of mine, Elliot Fernandez, you ever check him out? It's called Jerkmonger. Essentially said, has pointed out many times, you have to know your tools, but you also have to keep your tools modern. Keep yourself up to date. It's great that you have to build your basic skills on the tools on the good old tried and true tools of the past. But most of the world right now is digital. Everybody's going digital. And if you're not moving with the times, you're left behind. That brings me back to this. I got Photoshop and Illustrator, and I use 1/10, or not even 1/10 of what their capabilities are. And even then, I'm still like really far behind on what I could be doing with them, because I don't know how. I got to take the time to actually learn more about them. Learn how to use them properly. I used to be better at them. Over the years, I've gotten really good at using Photoshop and Illustrator. But the version I had, and I don't have a lot of money to spend all the time, especially in the past. I never had a whole lot of money to spend on this stuff. So, because I was always trying to feed my family or trying to find a way to make the dollar that I had last better or longer, or try to make it so it was easier for me and my wife. Again, if you read my blog, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, if I got something, I made it last as long as I could. I mean, I bought a G3 Mac in 1998, and I didn't get rid of it until 2000. I didn't get rid of it until 2006, 2007. It was 2007. No, it might have been 2008. And then I bought a used from my employer, a used Power Mac PC, liquid cool processor, quad core, and I used that up until I think it was like 2011, 2012, 2013, and I couldn't use it anymore because it was so out of date, and I couldn't update the hardware or the software anymore. So I couldn't afford to buy a whole new power or a Mac Pro or iMac or anything. I didn't have the thousands of money to spend on it, and I didn't want to buy a lower model iMac because I need something that would provide me the power I need to do my artwork. And I was trying to find something that was affordable, and I only like buying Apple because Apple's proven to me that it lasts long. I know a lot of people don't like Apple. I only use Apple, and I ended up buying a Mac Mini, and that was a mistake. It's a great web surfing computer. But I jacked that thing up, added more RAM to it and everything, and tried to get it to work as well as I wanted. It was when I was like, hooking something like this up to it, trying to draw with this, didn't work because it would lag so bad it wasn't even funny. So I gave that computer to my son, and I'd gotten this bonus from my work that allowed me to buy this iMac. It's a 27-inch iMac, and as time went on, I saved a little bit more coin, and I was able to get myself this Huey on after years and years of hearing people tell me, "You need to go digital, Tom. You gotta get yourself a digital tablet." And I bought this Huey on. I only had this Huey on for about a year now, year and a half. It's not the newest model. I bought it brand new, but I don't think it's the newest model. It's the GT 191. But it does what I need to do. That's all I need. I would love to get myself a Wacom Cintiq. I can't afford things. I waited till this thing was on sale. This thing was originally $500 on eBay, and then eventually one day it was like this wonderful sale, $299. I was like, you know what? It's time. $299. I can pull off $299. I pull it in my special little bank account, and I set aside for savings. I'll put it and I'll buy it. My wife yelled at me, of course. She's like, "Yeah, You keep saying you want to save money, and I can't save money if you're spending it. She's right, but I've been dreaming about getting one of these for a while. So I figured, why not? Only live once, right? All right. Huh. And actually, she was saying that because mostly because I started doing, at the time I started investing a lot of money into web cams and trying to do a setup on my table, my computer table, my computer and all that to do live streams on YouTube, Twitch, whatever, and I was going to do. Then I wasn't doing anything with that. I did try to do a couple live streams, and hey bud, I'm doing a recording. Try to keep it down, okay? You can come in and do what you gotta do. You're gonna be on the video doing whatever you're doing. I'm just letting you know I'm doing the recording right now. The video recording. I'm gonna post it on YouTube. So you wanna become a YouTube fan or YouTube public to YouTube. Go ahead and make your food, do what you wanna do. We'll get yourself something to eat. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was going to do a bunch of live streams, but then I tried doing a couple of them, and nobody showed up. You're going to get real depressed. You get real depressed having nobody show up to your live stream. Your chat is just dead. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I don't have any followers. I got 10 or 13 followers on my my YouTube channel. So maybe I should just do some pre-recorded stuff first. See if I get some followers. So I started doing that. Then I started having issues, like I just said, with the the hell is this software again? OBS. Started having issues with OBS. For a moment there, it wasn't even working. The OBS wasn't working at all, and I think that had a lot to do with the fact that Apple had done a software update, and OBS was taking its good old time to make their stuff work with Apple. Which I don't blame on. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody. Don't get me wrong. I sound a little bitter. But Apple's doing massive changes to everything they're doing, and it's pissing off a lot of third-party vendors because they're like, well, some of them are saying, come right out and saying, we're not going to try to update for this. I'm sorry. And Apple's like, okay, if you don't update for it, then our people on our computers aren't going to use your software. And two organizations butting heads because one has a direction they want to go in, and the other one doesn't want to follow. People that are going to be suffering are the users. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm most likely, no matter what, going to stay with Apple. And the reason why is quite simple. I do not have the money to go out and buy a new computer every year. And every time I've bought a Dell, HP, any other computer, within a year, 2 years, I got to buy a new computer because the dang thing is so fried. It's not even funny, and I'm not computer enough savvy enough to know how to fix it all the time. And I don't want to have to go to the Geek Squad or whatever squad you got going on at Best Buys or whatever and pay for these extra warranties and have to keep paying for Norton and all this stuff to try to keep my computer safe from software, malware. I mean, I just don't enjoy that experience, so I just don't buy that stuff. I don't buy those computers anymore. And I do have protection software on my computer right now, but I find I have to use it a lot less. Set on auto that scans it for me, and I have nowhere near the issues that I have with other computers. In the time that I own Apple, the time I've owned, the 6 Apples I've owned in the past 20 years, my wife has owned a crap load more computers. A crap load more. Now I bought her, recently bought her MacBook. And I full well expect that I'm probably going to end up getting a crap load of years out of that MacBook. Anyway. Oh boy, 47 minutes. I was not expecting to do a video this long. Doing something, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll figure out what I'm accidentally hitting some kind of button or something. Anyway. Give you guys insight onto what I draw and how I'm drawing. Saw me do it. Spent a whole crap load of time, 47 minutes to be exact, 48 minutes, on mostly the hair on this one wolf. I work a little faster when I'm talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this program. Enjoyed my yammering. I've been told in the past, especially when I was a car salesman for a short period of time there, I love to talk. I'm a talker. So I can sit here and talk forever. I love the sound of my own voice. I don't know. For somebody who used to be antisocial, I became a real social. Actually, I don't know if I was really antisocial. I was just more nobody wanted to socialize with me. I was a nerd. And I was definitely picked on as a kid. Bullied a lot. Mostly because I like to stand up for myself. Yeah, my mother was a pacifist, and she had this belief, still does, turn the other cheek. I mean, and that's what the Bible says, turn the other cheek. That's what my mother and my grandmother always said, turn the other cheek. I think they were worried it was going to become a little bit of a brute. I like that, so brute, but a little bit more of a brute. Get into a lot of fights and bully. A lot of people, not bully, but become the bully or become the aggressor. Apparently, my father, when he was younger, did that a lot, and they were afraid it was going to turn out like that, so they reinforced the opposite. But unfortunately, when you're growing up, you're a teenager. Teenage males are brutal. You don't defend yourself. You ever figure out you're weak, they will take advantage. That's exactly what happened. Until I finally ignored my mother's wishes and stood up for myself. And stood up to a guy and threatened to not stop until one of us was dead. And I think he finally believed it, looked at me and realized I wasn't joking. Stepped away. And for years after that, according to some of my friends, I would walk around with my fists clenched all the time, walking around in school. I was asked by a friend in a new school I'd gone to. He goes, Tom, can I ask you a question? I'm like, what's that? He goes, why are you always so angry? And I'm like, what do you mean so angry? I didn't know I was angry. He's like, you walk around this school with your fist clenched like you're ready for somebody to open their mouth and you're going to beat the living tar out of them. People are afraid to talk to you. And that's when I realized that maybe some of my past traumas made me a little less friendly, a little less open to people. But years later, here I am. I'm much better now. Not perfect, but I'm much better. Anyway, I'm at 52 minutes and 31 seconds on this video. I think I'm going to have to wrap this up. I originally was thinking maybe a 30-minute video. Make the video too long and nobody wants to hang out and watch it. After all, I think our attention spans have gotten much shorter. Videos should be no longer than 10 to 15 minutes. After that, I think people will lose their lose interest. But maybe what I'll do is look into just doing time-lapse videos of me working on projects, so you guys get time-lapse. Do a bunch of time-lapse videos. You guys let me know. By the way, like, share, and if you like this video, please like and share. Do me a favor, subscribe. Let me know you guys want to actually see more of this. Or again, if you say, hey, you know what, Tom, you need to work on some things before we actually want to watch this again, let me know what you think I should do work on. Maybe I just need to do time-lapse videos. Might be better for me that way. Get more people liking and subscribing to what I'm doing. Anyway, 30 more seconds. I'll wrap this up. So, this is what I've done so far. What do you guys think? I already had most of the face already done. Now I'm putting in this. I gotta round this off a little bit more. I'm probably gonna redo this because this looks a little too flat to me. It's gotta look a little bit more 3D. And it doesn't look that 3D to me. It looks flat. You always gotta remember to make that rounded. Maybe I gotta pull this out a little more. That's what figure it out. I'll get it. Trying to do too many things at one time. Anyway, thank you very much for checking out my video. If you have checked out my video, as I said before, if you like it, please hit the like button, share my video, and subscribe to my video. Anyway, we're going to call this one quits today, okay, folks? appreciate you following or sticking it out. Y'all have a nice one now. Take it easy. Bye.